What's the best sleep aid you could pick up at the supermarket that's going to guarantee that you're going to sleep like a baby tonight? Let's take a look. If you have followed me for any period of time, first and foremost, I want to say thank you. I deeply appreciate all the emails that you guys have been sending in. If you have followed me for any period of time, you've heard me talk a lot about the idea that nutrition needs to stem from the perimeter of your grocery store. You walk in, everything that you need that's remotely healthy for you is going to be around the outside of the store. Your fruits, your vegetables, your dairy, your lean protein sources. You're going to find all of those in the outside of the store. You're going to find the majority of the items there are not in a box, a bag, a can, or a wrapper of any sort. That's the first place that you should start to make sure that you're eliminating preservatives out of your diet. And again, it's going to fall into kind of the real food category. So when we're looking at the idea, how do we improve sleep? I want you to back the entire process of sleep up to the idea of satisfying hunger. I get this question all the time, Rob, should I use an over-the-counter sleep aid to be able to improve my sleep? The answer is no, 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 no. Now, if your medical doctor has deemed it necessary for you to go on to sleep medications, I am not superseding the advice of a physician ever. What I do want to ask yourself is, if you've bought into the propaganda of essentially not eating after 8 p.m., as if there's some clock inside your mouth that says, oh, it's 8 a.m., I'm going to convert it to energy. Oh, it's 8 p.m., I'll convert it to fat. I have a hard time with that. And I'll argue with metabolism and nutritional timing. I'll have an adult conversation with anybody. But if you recognize that your body does not have an internal clock, it's saying, I've been exposed to X amount of stress, I've burnt X amount of calories, I need to be fed the same amount. Otherwise, you're going to start to drive your stress levels up. If we come back to what our subject is here today about sleep, if your body is not satisfied in the category of hunger, you're not going to sleep very well. And that is just such a very basic fundamental need. We refer to it in the physiology world as hierarchy of needs. If you go back, and you've heard me say this publicly if you followed me for any period of time, if you go back to the rules of an infant, if you give an infant a nice warm bath and you tuck him or her into bed and you haven't fed them in 12 hours, they're not going to sleep very well. I don't care what your age is, you're not going to sleep well either. Now, if you're somebody who struggles with digestion when you go to bed, that's probably more the type of food that you're trying to digest. But if you're thinking about satisfying hunger, this isn't my idea. This goes back to the fundamentals of satisfying the body's hierarchy of needs. Sleep or eat, it's always going to want to be fed. Now, I'm not saying that you gorge on fried chicken before going to bed. The only two macronutrients, that's a key word, is the macronutrients. The only two macronutrients that will satisfy hunger is protein and fat. Please commit that to memory. That's why you can eat a Jethro-sized bowl of cereal, especially when you put skim milk on it, because it's void of fat, and that's why you're hungry 30 minutes later. We call that the carbohydrate furnace. But if we really want to satisfy hunger, look for a protein and a fat. You eat that, those two macronutrients, which by the way, tend to be very low on the caloric scale. Like if I do 2 extra large eggs, that's 150 calories, and I put a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil on it for the fat and the protein content, that's a very, very low calorie, nutrient dense meal before I lay down, or a snack is what I prefer to call it. But what I need you to think about is I've satisfied hunger before laying down, which now is going to improve my ability to sleep. You don't need an over-the-counter drug to go to sleep. Think about the fundamentals. Satisfy hunger. Make sure the room is dark and cold and void of any kind of audible words. White noise is great. Now you've set the environment up for the body the same way you would treat an infant. For the most part, people make the room nice, dark, and cold, relatively quiet around them, feed them before they go to bed. A lot of times they actually fall asleep nursing when they're getting ready to go to bed. So please give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Ask yourself, are you really addressing the hierarchy of needs to improve your sleep? If you satisfy your hunger, you're going to improve your sleep score. I've been doing this at the time of this recording for 39 years, and it's never let me down once. There's a lot of people that meet it and resist it so much, they meet it with so much resistance, they think there's no way it can work until they try it. And then they're like, wow. Because it's not me coming up with a concept. I'm not creating an ideology. I'm trying to respect the way the body was created. So keep that in mind. Give it a shot. However, if you happen to run into a buzzsaw, or just maybe things seem to be not working out so good for you based on this concept, please send me an email. I'd be happy to dialogue with you. And you can do so by sending it to contact@coachrob.com. I'll make sure I get back to you via email, and then we'll turn around and we'll convert it to a video here. Because again, when you have a question, you're helping everybody out here in the YouTube environment. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe and turn on the notifications, because we do put out a video every day, and I look forward to seeing you sometime tomorrow. Thank you so much.